Hello there, world. Founder and CEO of WeEmpowerYourLife.com and the We Empower You community, the movement, and so much more that we are doing here to explore with the world on how they can use their voice as their moneymaker. And as a membership, We Empower You is a community of like-minded individuals who are locking arm in arm, working together to change the globe one business at a time. And I'm so excited to share with you a little bit more about the We Empower You community and some changes that are upcoming for our speaking program, the We Empower You Global Virtual Summit. So let me go ahead and share with you a special announcement that I made yesterday. Hello world, Bettina Carey here, and I'm the founder and CEO of We Empower You Global Virtual Summit and the website WeEmpowerYourLife.com and the community and the movement. We've gone global. We just finished our September 8th summit. It's our 6th, and we are now already underway to plan our 7th. We've actually made this a paid platform for our speakers, coaches, consultants, advisors, mentors, and authors, and that might be you. And we've made it extremely affordable. It's $100 a minute. You can come on our stage, or if you'd like, you can join our membership for $15.99. That's the We Empower You Global Virtual Membership, and that gets you right into the front door and into the front of the line also to be working with us. We do so much for you, getting the word out, and now we're coming up with guaranteeing that your programming gets 10,000 views. That's a lot of views, and I know that you'll end up with clients and customers, and I look forward to helping and supporting you get on our big stage now. It's a global stage. We reach all the way to the Netherlands and Paris and Cote d'Ivoire, Africa, Uganda, and Thailand, and Germany, and right here in the USA. So to sign up, click on the comment section for our form, and we look forward to inviting you to speak at the We Empower You Global Virtual Summit coming up on December the 8th. See you at the summit.
Ask most anyone if they feel empowered in all areas of their life. If they're honest, they'll likely say no. Hi, I'm Bettina Carey, and I may be only 4'9½", but what I do is big. Dream big, break through, and connect to powerful people like you. And what I'm doing is inspiring and empowering others to break through, shatter their revenue glass ceiling. And I'm here to tell you that We Empower You community is where you're going to want to be. It's a community, it's a membership, it's a movement. And what we're doing is helping you to start and run your online business without doing a thing. We're helping you to find angel investors that you don't have to pay back, to run your own membership program where you don't have to do the work, and so much more. We are here to empower you at the We Empower You Global Summit and the WeEmpowerYourLife.com. Visit us on the web at WeEmpowerYourLife.com or text the word Bettina to 555-888. We'll see you at the summit.
All right, so that's a little bit about the summit, and we've had many of you participate that are watching. If you'd like to join our Zoom call, you're going to want to go to WeEmpowerYourLife.com, click on the calendar tab, and find the Zoom link for this meeting. This is a meeting that we have every single Wednesday, and we have the summit platform every quarter. We have these weekly meetings every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. And together we are locking arm in arm, like I said, walking step in step together to help literally businesses succeed all around the globe. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce one of our speakers today. I have with me a very special guest, and it's Debbie Waldeck. Okay, so I have known Debbie for a long time. We won't even go back into the years, how many years that's been. But before I get started, I just wanted to let you know that Debbie has an event tonight, and it's called My Perfect Plate. She'll be showing you a simple at-home test that anyone can do to determine the exact right ratio of proteins to carbs to fat to put on your plate that will maximize energy, blood sugar, and weight management. And the best thing is that you can use this knowledge for a lifetime as your body needs change. This is a simple test that anyone can do at home, and she'll give you a sneak preview tonight. Now for a formal introduction of Debbie Waldeck. She is president of Body Mind Blueprint, and I call her the professor of hope, health, and happiness, and the Dr. Truth. Debbie teaches you the sign language of your body and has been at the forefront of preventative health education for nearly 25 years, inspired by her own self-diagnosis with an autoimmune disease and the subsequent effects of the medication on her unborn child. Debbie's child was impacted by the medication and suffered for 7 years, during which time Debbie invested over 10,000 hours looking for answers. Rather than giving up, letting her child spend a lifetime on medication, Debbie uncovered key common denominators of imbalance within the body that contribute to most of all diagnoses today. After helping her own child, Debbie has gone on to help thousands of others, publishing 3 books and traveling through Canada, Australia, and the United States, sharing a message of hope and clarity. Welcome, Debbie. It's so great to have you. I can't wait to hear more about your program for tonight. And go ahead and unmute.
That's always helpful. Thank you. And I'm really excited to share that. It's coincidental that I'm having this program shortly after you all. So it's going to be 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And before I share with you really what that's about, I'd like to share how doing what I'm doing, which is speaking a message, and how that relates to the We Empower You membership. So what I know is that most everybody who is watching and listening to the We Empower You messages that we have here oftentimes have a message, have a passion, have a purpose, and they want to share it. But sometimes we as coaches can get kind of hung up or stuck in the model, which is I create my program, then I spend my time on marketing, social media, and so on and so forth. Then I get it out there, and then I attempt to acquire clients. Some are personal clients, some are clients that are through some automated system. And that's really how we've been taught for so long. But at the end of the day, how many people are you really talking to at the end of the day, at the end of the year? And what if you could be on radio and television and you could speak to hundreds of thousands of people with your message and not have to worry about the system behind you that manages the influx of interest that comes your way? What if you were able to create liquid revenue and all you were doing is speaking your truth? And that's what attracted me to the We Empower You membership, which was a system whereby I'm able to go and speak to large audiences. People say, wow, that was a really powerful message. I'd like to know more. And I'll give you a little taste of that here in just a moment. And so they go to your website, which normally a website is just a brochure, but this website isn't. It is an active machine that is creating revenue in 10 different ways. But they go to your website, and then you're able to refer these thousands of people to like-minded coaches, professionals, advocates that are in your field. Now, some of you are saying, well, shoot, Debbie, I have a proprietary program, or my program's so special. I really don't know anybody else that's doing exactly what I'm doing. And to be honest with you, that's kind of how I felt at the beginning. In fact, I resisted just a little. But then I found, wow, because I have speaking about health and well-being in the body. I have been a voice of clarity for 30 years in this industry, helping people understand the language of their body. So what has happened is I've been able to work with other health professionals, coaches, physicians, and so on and so forth. And I'm referring people to those people. And they, on top of it, are able to use this information, this curriculum that I have created as an adjunct or supplement to what they're already doing. So imagine how many more people you can speak to. And let me give you an example. Tonight, I'm presenting a webinar, which is called My Perfect Plate. And as Bettina shared with you at the beginning, it's a simple at-home test that anybody can do, no matter what your education level is, that will enable you to truly identify, for example, the perfect diet for you, which will enhance your energy, mood, focus, and weight management, period. Now think about it. diets come and go. Every couple of years, there's a new fad, from keto to intermittent fasting to paleo to South Beach to Weight Watchers to the Zone to Ornish to Atkins. We could go back forever and ever, right? Now you wonder why do diets work for some people, but never all? And you know what? There's nothing wrong with those diets. There really isn't. The problem is they don't take into consideration you as an individual. You're unique. And how do I know that? Because 10 years ago, I was certified to teach what's called low glycemic lifestyle. So I would go and work with pre-diabetics, diabetics, work with physicians, go to the YMCA, churches, schools, and I would share that, hey guys, if you avoid the kind of carbohydrates that raise your sugars, bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, bananas, mangoes, blah, blah, blah. If you avoid those, well, your blood sugar won't go up and your insulin levels will be more stable and you'll lose weight. Basically, that's what it was. And I believed it. And I'm out there teaching it like a madwoman. And no matter what, half of the class was really successful, half were not. I'll never forget, I had one 12-week session and two sisters, in fact, were in it. One of the sisters lost 51 pounds in 12 weeks, the other one 8. And she didn't cheat. And she was devastated. And I know sometimes you feel devastated because you really are trying what you're told to do, and sometimes it doesn't work. Well, after a while, I started to look and I thought, I wonder, what is the actual blood sugar response? And I had an opportunity 10 years ago to look at blood sugars in my first group. And what I found was shocking. I had clients that would eat bacon and eggs, which according to all the stats wouldn't raise blood sugars because you're not looking at donuts and toast and orange juice or the things that typically will. But they ate bacon and eggs, their blood sugars went sky high, yet they have waffles and syrup and their blood sugars hardly did a thing. This went on and on and on until I was able to create and actually measure over 18,000 blood sugar readings. Clients all eating the exact same meal. Can you imagine? Hundreds of people eating the exact same keto meal, the exact same zone meal, Mediterranean, well, going on, and having entirely different responses, and then being able to customize and know exactly what's right for that person. So the point is that it would be really hard for any one person to manage people one-on-one in that. And so if you have a message that you really is your truth, you're passionate about, you really feel like you can help a lot of people, I hope that you don't limit yourself to wanting to be the only one that can help them, because there's a lot of people out there that want to help you help them and allow you to really speak your truth. So in the chat, in this message, I put the link to the webinar that will be happening in just a few hours at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it is complimentary, but you will learn an awful lot and you'll walk away with tools that will enable you to be able to actually look at your response to what's on your plate and identify, wow, I need exactly this much protein, this only difference. And all those diets, zone to keto to paleo to all of them, the only difference is a different ratio or percentage of protein to carbs to fat. That's what makes them different. And you know what? One might work for Bettina, but not me. We are unique. So it's cool because you get the tools, and even as you move on in time and age and your body changes, you can apply what you learned to tweak as you go on. So I'm so grateful, Bettina, for the We Empower You membership that enabled me to have this web platform, the system behind the moneymaker, the mouth, the message, and then to have the ability to work with professionals to create a small commercial, to enable you to have the radio list, to get on radios. You guys, it's a phenomenal membership.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I'm blown away by your remarks about the membership. And of course, you are an ideal member taking advantage of an ideal package, right? Lee Romanoff isn't here tonight, but she will be back next week and taking up about 30 or 40 minutes to dive into networking as we just keep dialing deep into these various topics. So again, just for those out there watching out on Facebook and perhaps YouTube, feel free to share this message that Debbie's on tonight with anyone who's suffering with low energy, depression, weight struggles, or they just want to understand the sign language of their own body. Debbie is the key individual that I know that helps people with, anything health. Maybe that's spreading you too thin, but
A little broad.
you might reel me back in a little bit, but I think you could probably talk on any topic when it came to health. Great. So after you register for her program tonight, and we're going to be sharing that link in the comment section here in our chat. If you need to get that, Debbie or myself, Debbie, what's a good way for folks to email you or get in touch with you for that Zoom link?
So you can email me at Debbie, DEBI, at Debbie Waldek. You can see the spelling of my name under my little video right there, Debbie at DebbieWaldek.com. And I will check it between now and the next 2 hours, but after 2 hours, I won't be looking at my email. So, and the link is here in the chat as well. And also, if you see this video post event, which is 9/22/2021, and you're wishing to schedule a consultation, you can go to signlanguageofyourbody.com, and there is a easy little form to fill out to set a time for a consultation. We can have a quick 15-minute chat and find out really where it's most pressing that you wanted to understand your body.
Fantastic.
Sign language of your body. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Debbie. It's been great to have you back. And you also one of the We Empower You Summit speakers. So folks who want to tune in to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see almost 12 hours on the day that we recorded 2 weeks ago for the We Empower You community. So next, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about Nancy Jutton. So I am just on the heels of her 5-day challenge, which she did last week. And it was a phenomenal opportunity. It completely exceeded my expectations, to say the least. And I got my media one sheet done. I submitted that to podcast guest collaboration. I was notified that they're going to feature me in their email to hundreds of people. I ended up with a booking from one of the opportunities for a conference in Toronto. And the list goes on and on of opportunities that have unfolded just recently from this 5-day challenge that we completed last week. And then, of course, there's more things happening every single day. I also today even got invited to speak on a podcast as a result of posting that one-page media sheet on the podcast guest collaboration Facebook group. And I'm looking forward to working collaboratively with Nancy going forward, because I believe her podcast guest collaboration visibility, rather, that's the podcast visibility lab that she did, and the follow-up 12-week program that she has is going to be a must-have, must-do opportunity for anyone who's involved in speaking, coaching, mentoring, advising, and consulting. And the one thing that she did, which she just released this weekend, was that you can now get her package of the 5 videos for the 5 days of the live lab that she did last week for just $197. I'm going to post the link in the chat, and anybody who's looking to connect with Nancy can give me a call at 206-349-4297. And I would love to hook the two of you up. She's a phenomenal coach in this arena of podcast guesting. It's a lucrative opportunity for anybody who's looking. And thank you so much, Nancy, for all the love that we kind of share between ourselves, and also for the opportunity to learn and grow from all of the things that you have to share. You're very, very pinpoint focused on what you do, and what you do matters. So thank you so much. And now I'm going to turn my gallery view on and welcome some of the folks who are able to put their cameras on today, and open up the mics and say a great big welcome to anyone who's joined us. And I see Sally Page is here, and Troy Thompson, Debbie Waldeck, and Heather. I'm not even going to take a stab at your last name, Heather. So let's go ahead and start with with Troy, since we heard from Debbie, and open up your mics and share a little bit about your experiences of being part of the We Empower You community.
I appreciate the time here. And so I'm Troy Thompson. I work with Symmetry Financial Group, and I've been connected with We Empower You since about January. And boy, where to begin and what to say. There, it's difficult for one person to know everything. And so we use the expression community and family, and that's exactly what it is. And so each person has 200 or more people that they know and people that they know and so on. And so just through the community, then I get connected to subject matter experts like Bettina was just talking about, who can help me get on a podcast. So people like Sally and Debbie, who can help me with my health. People like myself who can help with the health and the wealth. And so it's just been a wonderful experience to educate and connect for myself, but then also have these resources that I can share with others, including my clients and friends and family.
Fantastic. One of the experts that you are recently working with is Master Nigel Henry. He calls himself a master because he's a master teacher, as you and I are as well. And you've joined his program, the VAMP, he calls it, the Virus Awareness Mastery Program. Can you share a little bit about what Master Nigel is helping us to learn and grow with? And actually, he would say we're the master teachers.
Yeah. So working with Nigel, so a big part of what was just said there was the awareness. And so many times that I walk around and lack that awareness. And so that's kind of the first part of making any improvement, is identifying that there's an area to improve. And so that's part of it is awareness, and specifically awareness of my words and the limitations that I might put on myself through my words and my thinking. So working with Nigel has allowed me for both some group time, a small group, like about the number of people seen on the screen here, 5, 6 or so, in both the context of some one-on-one in a group setting, having to remain anxiously engaged though. At any moment, Nigel would say, okay, Troy, summarize. And so he might be working one-on-one with Sally, and then he would turn and say, Troy, summarize. And I'd have to do what Nigel would call the Obama pause. And it's such an interesting experience because as a listener, as a student, I can follow along. Okay, I understand. I see the concept that's being taught. That is different than actually verbalizing it and expressing it. And so what is accomplished with Nigel is working out. It's a mental and a verbal workout as opposed to going to the gym and doing that type of workout. And so that's a quick summary of me and my experience with Nigel, and it's been very helpful.
Yes, thank you so much for summarizing. And next up, I'm going to have Sally join, and I'm going to pin her up here real quick. Oh, Sally dropped off for some reason.
She popped off. I don't know. That was kind of sudden. I don't know if hopefully everything's all right.
Something might have happened there. Let me go ahead and make comments about my experience working with Nigel Henry. So when I got a call to talk with Nigel Henry about the last or mid part of June, I thought it was just going to be a quick 20-minute conversation. And an hour and a half later, my mind was just expanded and blown away by how in alignment he was with my mission, vision, and purpose on the planet. And what do I mean by that? So I envision that I'm helping people to choose words that'll help them to win or lose. And he was right in step with that. And I'm all about shattering the revenue glass ceiling. And in order to do that, my words, my intention is that my words are as pure as possible. And as he coins the term virus-free words that I'm using. And the focus is really on the awareness of our language, right? So I'm as you see, as I'm talking even in this meeting, I'm actually catching myself wanting to use the word wanting or need or you or we, and at the end of the day, those words are what he terms virus words. And so I'm looking for and searching for words like intention. And when I'm, looking for a word, I might just use what he has coined an Obama pause. Waiting for the download to happen, and believing that we're always being channels for the good information. That's also a virus word: good, bad, indifferent. I'm looking for words that are going to make a meaningful impact on the globe. And that awareness, that virus awareness, is so key to the next level of where I'm going. He uses this diagram about activating your highest power, and the highest power is at the very tippity top of this triangle, and it's coined as the flourishing part, the wow. When we live in wow, when we live in the who, when we live in flourishing, then we are able to do so much more. I am able to do so much more. Where's my beeps, Troy?
Well,
open up your mic. Beep me out, man.
okay. Since you invited. Beep.
Beep. So we use this beep method to just bring awareness and gratitude to the conversation when I am using virus words that are going to help me to lose as opposed to win. So I like the idea of losing. It looks like we've been joined now also by Anthony Velez, and Heather is driving. I don't know if Heather wants to pop in and say a word or two, but I know Anthony has arrived. So Anthony, are you able to open up your camera there?
Yes,
All right,
yes. Hello.
welcome. It's so
How's
great
it
to
going?
see you back. How fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. Can you share a little bit about your experience of being a new member of the We Empower You community? You joined about 6 weeks or so ago. What's
Mhm.
been your transformation, your experience working with our community?
Oh, well, I think it's been fabulous. Of course, the virtual summit was really, really amazing. I know there was a lot of work put into that, and just the overall me walking away from that was a lot of knowledge, a lot of good experience, a lot of confidence building, and it just really helps set that tone to make those goals happen. And that's what I can really appreciate with this community here, is that that's what everybody's geared upon. Everybody has that same vision. Let's make it happen. Let's live life happily. It's not just a financial thing, but it's a personal, independent, journey that we're all trying to accomplish here. So that's what I'm taking from it, and I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad to be a part of this community.
Great. And you are working on your 5-minute spotlight video, a TV spotlight that we have as part of the benefits of membership. And I was very in awe of your story, and I'm so grateful that you shared it with me. I can't wait for it to be produced. That's one of the things that you've embarked on. You're also working with Aggie Clark, who was the member who brought you in as a member. Share a little bit about that transformation as well.
Yeah. So Aggie has been working with me for numerous years, over 5 years easily. And what she has done to influence me is with business and running my commercial cleaning company. With everything, there's always ups and then there's downs. And sometimes when you're in those downs, you really are not sure where to go, who to reach out to, and people that have that type of knowledge that can really take the time to lead you in the right direction. So that is how I ended up here in this community as well. Aggie had suggested that, we should take a deeper look into this. And here I am now, signed up, and it's been nothing but a wonderful experience. We did our 5-day challenge together, and I can definitely say that alone was impactful for me, and I can really, really appreciate that. And not only that, but I was able to get to know you, Bettina, and that's a big influence all by itself.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to be in your life. And when I have someone enroll into the We Empower You community, I expect that we'll be friends for life. I'm a very loyal person, and we tend to attract loyal people as well. And Anthony, thank you so much for your comments and welcome to this wonderful community. For those of you who are watching out there and you want to join this Zoom call, go to WeEmpowerYourLife.com and click on the calendar tab and get to the Zoom link. These are complimentary. We often go over different subject matter types of content. Today, we're actually hearing from our members and our non-members. We have affiliates. We have folks that are just checking us out. We've got Heather and on the line here. Heather, are you able to open up your mic even if you're not able to open up your camera?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, great. So you've been following along with us for a couple, 3 weeks now. What are you finding? Do you have any questions? We're happy to answer.
Oh, I'm brand new in a lot of this stuff. So right now I'm working on becoming a member and then also doing the FMC for next week.
Oh, I'm excited for you. Yay.
Love learning the VAMP words. I just got that worksheet and oh, that's been fun.
Yes, and I don't have one handy, I don't think. I don't actually have one handy. Do you Troy, have one handy?
Yeah, Nigel would be disappointed.
I know, right? I have to reach a little further than I want to.
Oh, okay.
So just for the purposes of the public kind of getting a general understanding of the Virus Awareness Mastery Program, which is called VAMP, that Master Nigel Henry produces. This is one of those that's on a Monday. We do it for about an hour and a half. We're basically practicing eliminating words that help us to lose as opposed to help us to win, and replacing those as we are become more and more aware. And I say we in this because I'm discussing a we situation. We is actually a virus word. And it's even in my business title. So Troy, can you read out the virus words so the public can hear those words?
Absolutely, of course. And the first
and
two.
do it with oomph, as they say.
Yeah. And the first two are in gigantic font and in bold compared to all the rest. I'm searching for another word, probably because they're used the most. So anyway, all right. So not and don't. Those are the first two that are in giant font and bold. Next would be the list here: trying, hard, have to, must, need, want, can't, difficult, challenge, good, bad, positive, negative, wrong, right, you, we, but, should, because, if, probably, to, as in TO, and then physical symptoms, checking out, aches and pains, tiredness, vagueness, and yawning.
And the last few are symptoms that you might experience when you're using this list and intending to eliminate the virus words. It can be exhausting on some level.
Yeah, it's definitely
and we
a
start
mental
to
workout.
sound a little bit like we're robotic, but at the end of the day, there's one but. And at the end of the day, the message is much more clear. So today's subject that we are diving into is using your voice as your moneymaker. And this is the concept that in that hour and a half that I spent with Nigel, that really impressed me the most was that when my voice is the moneymaker in all matters, whether that's asking someone for help or explaining how the membership works and asking them to enroll into our membership, asking for a sale if I'm selling a product, a good or a service. At the end of the day, the voice becomes the moneymaker. So that concept alone was just like phenomenal. And I was asked by Nigel to repeat this, my voice is my moneymaker, 6 times. And that's when I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this guy, I got to have more of this person in my life and more of the knowledge and the wisdom. And then he turned me on my head, and basically it's more like We are the master teachers. So when we go to these programs with Master Nigel, I'm teaching, I'm learning, right? And I'm just 1 second. Let me get, somebody's mic is on.
Working to drink the water. I have it sitting beside me, but I just forget, and then I go, oh darn, I
Okay.
didn't do.
There we go. All right. So what else have you experienced in the master class? You did the Financial Miracle Challenge. I did the Financial Miracle Challenge. Sally's done the Financial Miracle Challenge, and I can tell a little bit more about that as well. What was your experience, Troy?
So my experience, well, the one thing that I think of the most is that mental workout. And as I said a few minutes ago, as a student sitting there, there's so many times where in my head, I totally understand, I get the concept. And then when it comes time to verbalize it, repeat it back, it just comes out a mess. And why is it a mess? It's a mess because I lack practice. And so that's a big part. I mean, think of any, a musician and an athlete, those are the easiest examples. How do they get so good? Because they practice hours and hours over and over again. And so that's a big part of what is part of the Financial Miracle Challenge. That's a big piece of it, is that practicing. The other thing I got out, one other thing is, because there are many, is the concept of being reminded. C.S. Lewis, let's see, most people don't need to be taught, they simply need to be reminded. And so Nigel reminds me of where I come from, which is greatness. And that's not unique to me, that's where everyone comes from. But it's that reminder of where I come from. And so that can put some stress on the body, when I say, well, I am a master teacher and I am a subject matter expert and I connect people from around the world, say in the case like Bettina, as a whole, the world frowns upon that. And it's kind of like, well, I'm being boastful and, who am I? The thinking though is, this is where I come from, this level of greatness. And so I'm acknowledging that greatness, and then I'm inviting others to come join me. And that's another concept that I was reminded of through my class with Nigel.
Yes, indeed. And Heather, you just signed up to be a part of Master Nigel Henry's program, it sounds like. Do you want to comment a little bit about your process there, getting to join?
I'm not officially signed up yet.
Okay.
I just did my interview this morning and the 2.5-hour conversation last night.
Okay. So you made your application, right?
Right.
Fantastic.
So Heather, your money's worth has already been received.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I experienced that similar. I believe the first conversation I had was about 2 hours before anything else happened. And just simply from that experience, value was gained.
I had a similar experience. In fact, when I was signing up to the FMC, I didn't necessarily have the time to attend. And I'm filling out the form and Nigel's talking to me and I'm filling out the form and I'm hitting the enter button for submit for the payment. And he's still talking to me about, enrolling me into his program. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sending you some money because that 1.5-hour phone call, I'm telling you, it just blew my mind how I expanded in an 1.5-hour phone call. I couldn't believe it. And then on top of that, when I went to the FMC, the first day, I kind of coasted a little bit. I was a little nervous, wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. I had to move a lot of things around to even just be there and sit my behind and be present, because I like to be present when I'm participating in things. And then, day 2, I was more engaged on the goal setting. The financial goal I set was very high. And then I didn't do anything about it for the first 2 days. And then the third day, I heard him say something about, the FMC goal deadline is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. And I was like, oh my gosh, I only have a couple of days now to really meet this goal. And then what I realized was that I had achieved already movement in my financial miracle challenge, because I went from being laissez-faire about money to I'm going to achieve my goal. So something like a fire or ember burning inside of me just went, wow, okay, let's do it, girl. And then what happened was I ended up getting going, and another thought that was going through my mind was, oh my gosh, in order to achieve this very lofty goal, I'm going to have to call 100 people. And then it hit me like it just hit me. It's like, no, you don't. Because when you're flourishing, you're focused on the who you're going to call, like who you're going to call, Ghostbusters, that kind of who you're going to call. And so I ended up doing 5 things. So it ended up not being 100 things. It ended up being 5 things that I needed to do, or people I needed to contact. And once I got to that list, that was at the end of the second day, I also ran into the reality that I had a potential contract that I could sign, but I didn't have an example of that contract ready. And so I took a couple hours using a template, and I wrote up the contract, and I was able to get it ready to be able to be presented. And by about the third day, we were going into, I believe, the reverse engineering and some accountability and, tracking, and, what you track is basically your money that you're bringing in during this financial miracle challenge. And it turns out that he asked me a question, and he said, so let's reverse engineer this opportunity, and what happens when you get money in your account. And of course, on my phone, it goes bing, so I get a little hit, the money's in my account, and I look at it and it's like, the money's in my account. He goes, well, what's the thing that happened just before that happened? And I said, well, I asked for the money. And he said, actually, that's not what happened. What happened was the person paid. Oh, okay, that person paid. How did they pay? And I said, well, I accept checks because I don't like to pay wire fees or bank transfer fees or any kind of PayPal fees. And he's like, well, if money's unlimited, and in a sense, he was saying money's unlimited, then why are you only taking checks? And then I thought, okay, well, I'm taking wire transfers from now on. I note to self, from here on out, I'm going to be taking some wire transfers. And then he said, well, how are you going to ask for the money? How is this going to occur? And I said, well, I'll go down, I'll drive down, have a meeting, and then I will present my proposal and negotiate from there. And earlier in the week, we had talked a little bit about what our time was worth. And my time, I had accelerated it to be a lot more than I actually had been charging. And so when I wrote up this proposal, it was for the higher amount. And just going to take a stab at it and see if it works. And he said, well, and then why are you driving down there, And I said, well, that's how I do business, is I do it in person. He's like, why? Like, why don't you just do a Zoom? So I got to see that my process was not clear. I could have had a contract written by somebody else other than myself at the ready, and I had to write it myself. So he identified a hole in my system. I had a lower hourly rate in my repertoire, and I accelerated that. My process of being face-to-face was met with challenges around traffic and driving and all that stuff. And I went right down to doing business with Zoom only. And then that was okay. And then the first thing out of my mouth when I went to accept the payment after negotiating the actual contract at the higher rate, and we came somewhere in the middle of that, it turns out that I went and said wire transfers, and that person whipped out their credit card and showed it to me and said, do you take credit cards? And all of a sudden, minutes later, I have a deposit on this account. And I let Nigel know what was going on. And he said, go out and get another one. And I'm like, it's the end of the day. I'm not sure I can do this beyond. This took all of it out of me. And, but I thought, you know what? I have somebody that's going to drop a check in the mail. So let me go get that and see if I can cause another bing on my phone for another deposit, which I did do. And funnily enough, as I was driving away out of the parking lot, I saw a $20 bill in the parking lot. And of course, there's nobody around. It was, the office was closed. So I ended up picking that up. And I believe that was actually the final day of the challenge. So I accelerated and had the best week out of 28 years of business that I've ever had. It's a duplicable week. I can do this again. If I do that same week, 52 weeks out of the year, I have $1 million business. So what Nigel is training, teaching, I don't even know if he'd call it training or teaching, what he's experiencing with us as we evoke and emit our master teaching is phenomenal. So let me now welcome Yolanda Diaz, Yoli. She's driving too, but thank you for coming on. If you can turn your camera on or your voice on, say a quick hello. We haven't seen you in a little bit. You're still on mute. There you go.
Hello, nice to see you all. Yeah, I am driving, working from one office to the next, and I'm excited to hear all of you. Good day, sunny day, awesome. So I am turning rocks also. I'm turning rocks, selling my homes.
So you're in the real estate business in Cali, right?
In California, yeah, Orange County and some of Inland Empire too. Yes.
Well, so exciting to have you here at this meeting. And also you are accelerating your opportunity with us with the We Empower You community. And we look forward to getting your website off the ground. And
Thank you.
Yes, this is going to be great.
Thank you. We might get cut off in a bit because I'm driving through curves, so I don't want to tell. It doesn't want to seem like I let you go, but I'm excited about being part of the group and anxious to see what's to come. I know when we get together with people like you guys, your caliber, we continue escalating.
Yes, and you know, I'm going to make sure that you get information about Nancy Jutton's podcast guesting opportunity. And you're working also with Patrick Snow, who's one of our experts.
Right.
You've been tapping into his Monday calls. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, the Monday calls is about all about book writing and what it entails, and a lot of people that have different questions about publishing and everything technical that we don't know, and just getting to be part of that Facebook group also. You know, you get to know a lot of people that are in the same train of thought you are, writing books and making a difference, becoming the leaders of the world. So I just gotta make it happen and hurry up and write that book. You know, a funny story, I refer somebody to Pat. I was at the Laguna Beach and I saw this lady writing. I approached her and I said, are you writing a book? She says, yeah. And I go, do you know what you're doing? Do you have a coach? And she says, no. I refer her to Patrick. That was in February. She's now launching her book in maybe a month or two. She's got the cover and everything.
Oh, that is fantastic. And tell us a little bit about your book. What's the title that you're working with? That was you got a new title when working with Patrick, right?
Yeah, the beginning, the title was From a Donkey to a Tesla. Now it's changed to Becoming the Woman You Were Born to Be. And it's about struggles in life and how I came here to the United States with nothing. And all of a sudden I'm selling high-end homes and living the life in Orange County. And it's very exciting for me. You know, all these accomplishments coming from riding a donkey to eventually buy me.
You're talking literally, not figuratively.
No, literally. When I was 7 years old, three of my siblings and myself, that was my first means of transportation, going on an ass to school on a donkey. So it's a good story to tell because instead of being like a victim, how we live in poverty is what's become of it. You know, how I embrace it and using it for giving people inspiration. So that's what the book is about. And then coming to the United States, struggling as an immigrant and beginning from low paid jobs and getting my real estate license and coming forward to this group, meeting you guys and the
Now you're
story.
now you're
Yeah.
living the life of Riley, as they say.
Yes, yeah, I'm living it up. And as a matter of fact, coming next week, October, I'm going to Los Cabos to celebrate my birthday in Mexico. So
Oh, fantastic. Happy birthday early.
thank you. And it gives me great adrenaline to be in your group, Bettina, and to listen all of you guys here and Tew that she wrote her book and you writing your book. So all of that is a great inspiration for me. You know, it's like the lady I met at the beach that she's ready with her book and I go, oh, what about me? But she didn't work. So that's the excuse I have. She had all the time.
You'll get to it, I'm sure. Debbie Waldeck, if you're able to unmute, I know you worked with Patrick also. That's how we came to meet one another, in fact. Patrick is another great resource in our community. He speaks at our summit every single quarter. And we're going to actually have him back on October 6th to speak to our group here. Debbie, are you there? Are you getting ready for your meeting? She's not unmuting, so she might just be getting ready for her meeting.
Okay.
Well, we have a light crowd here today, but we're 2 weeks after our summit, and that sometimes happens. I'm going to put us on gallery view here. And anybody wants to open up a conversation, this is our opportunity also to have some networking time together. What's up with you, Anthony? What's going on? Unmute. There you go.
Well, just staying very busy with the cleaning company at the moment. That's been keeping my hands tied. But one of our challenges that we've been working on, of course, is just having that good pool of new hires and candidates. So constantly making sure we are staying up to par with that, trying to build new relationships, and just continuing to build our team. As we've still been able to continue bringing on new customers, which has been we're always thankful for that. But with that said, it's so important to have your team established before you take on anything too major. So that is always huge. So it's just a matter of continuing to delegate and to keep our team open to new opportunities. And that's what really drives me and gets me excited right there is opening that door and not only just opening that door, but seeing them, go right through it and open it up, and they're enthusiastic. Mistakes happen, right? We all go through those learning curves, but with a little bit of guidance and patience, at the end of the day, our end goal is the same. And that to me is what really matters. Of course, we're all humans. We make our mistakes. We could juggle for hours, but then you're going to drop a ball eventually. And that's kind of, what we see from time to time. But as a team, we're willing to bend over and pick that ball up and throw it back in the circulation so they can get their groove back on. And I think that is the best part, is just showing that support and, making sure that the ones that we decide to move forward with are absolutely serious about representing us in the most professional way. So that's been some of my main focuses. It's just continuing that. And of course, we're working on smaller advertisements and videos and trying to learn actually a little bit about videography and doing some of my own edits so that I can stay within my budget and that I have right now. And like Nigel was saying, our voice is our moneymaker, and I believe that 100%. So by having a video that we can, streamline is so valuable, and it just helps spread the word. And you can start to build a relationship even through just watching a video and a series of videos. And I can really appreciate that, so that's also something that I'm really trying to focus on. And
you had an opportunity to speak with and learn a little bit from Larry Domenico, who's our videographer affiliate here with us. Tell us a little bit about talking with Larry.
Oh, Larry, I cannot wait until we can really dive into that. I know with our 5-minute video and some other opportunities, we're definitely going to be stepping into that realm with Larry. He's been nothing but a professional. Not only that, but while we met, we met probably, we went way over the time frame that we had allocated, which was fine with him, fine with me. And I'm just so happy for that, because he's the type of person that is willing to, share ideas, build that enthusiastic a game plan to really see it happen. I'm 100% supportive, and it's not every day do you meet with anybody that kind of has that drive or attitude. And he's not the first person that I've met with for doing video editing and production and so forth. And I can definitely say that I feel this type of comfort, this type of relationship that I see that can be for longevity. So, anybody that is, looking to do that, I would highly recommend it. If I wasn't aiming for something so, I'd like to be able to do like 3 videos a day, essentially. So, that's when I talk about budget. I'm just not quite sure if I'm there yet. But once that door opens, I mean, it would be luxurious, in other words, to be able to have Larry beside us, helping with not just editing, but the production side of it too. And we will need that additional professionalism, because there's only, I didn't go to school for it. I don't have a career in it. It takes a complete passion to make that type of system really work. And that's what I see with Larry. He has that passion.
When we watch a movie in the theater, we're watching the final cut, and there's a lot of cutting. It used to be physical cutting in the years past, right? There'd be lots of film on the floor. And as a result of all that film that was on the floor, what you're watching is just phenomenal. And what I love about working with Larry is that, one, he catches the perfect opportunity for viewing, and then on top of that, he's such an excellent editor. So, and he's very expeditious. So I love working with Larry. He's a young professional coming up in the ranks. And he's very affordable. Better get him while he's hot.
He really is, though. Yeah, he's got some amazing prices. Like I mentioned before, with dealing with other videographers and production companies. Oh my goodness, it was through the roof. I mean, for the price. And we were literally talking about doing the same exact lineup for the video. But that price was, oh my goodness, way more below cut in half even. So yeah, if you're interested, I think it's very much worth your while. If you're trying to do, a handful of videos or whatever it might be, one a month. If it was one a month, I would highly recommend it. I mean, it's all up to you though, really, at the end of the day. But once that door opens, we'll be using him too.
Absolutely. And you might want to think about just doing a half-a-day shoot. You can get a lot done in just a half a day and then use it throughout the month. We do this all the time with other clients. So that might be a way to get started without having to, without creating a separate big line item budget.
Okay.
Thank you so much. What would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining the We Empower You community and the membership?
I would say, sometimes you gotta, roll the dice, and this one right here, the gamble alone is there is no gamble. You're going to get your money's worth out of it, but not only just your money's worth, you're going to get the experience, and you're going to get knowledge, which knowledge is so much way more valuable than money in some terms. So, you know, not only can you benefit from it for yourself, for your team, but then to, you know, spread the love and knowledge to others as well. And that's what's more powerful, you know. And I think by getting comfortable in this community, by bringing in more folks, you know, we're bringing in that much more knowledge and experience from around the globe. I mean, that's what the summit was all about. Yeah. And that's what I would recommend to anybody that is, you know, thinking or considering it. Let's go ahead and just pull that trigger and make it happen, because it's really going to help in the long term.
Yes. Thank you so much, Anthony, for sharing your pearls of wisdom with us about working with several of our folks. And Yoli, what would you say to anyone considering joining the We Empower You community?
Well, pretty much together we can achieve more. We cannot go alone, like you have it in your charts. It's a team, you know. Together everybody achieves more. I've been trying to do this book forever, and until I met you, I found this coach, and through you, I have met a lot of other lovely people that I had the opportunity to talk to, and it's just the connections that we get. It's one day before you know it, you're gonna get the right person that takes you to the next level that you've been dreaming of without that you couldn't do it on your own. So sometimes we think it might be the cost, but the cost of being ignorant is a lot higher than paying $50, right?
Yes, ignorance can cost a lot over time. I've had my years with that too.
Right. And I'm glad that I'm just this year, I decided to just make it happen and give it my all and do what I've been just talking about. So I'm happy about that. So I highly recommend anybody that is thinking should have, could have, would have, just launch yourself and do it and sign on the dotted line and go to the next level in your life instead of thinking about it.
Thank you so much, Yoli.
Sure.
So that said, we're probably going to end this meeting early today since we're on the lighter side. Lee Romanoff is going to be speaking next week, and we'll bring back Nigel as well. He's at a conference today, it turns out. And the topic that Lee is going to be talking about is network. So let your net work for you is her topic coming up September 28th. She's going to show you how to let your network work for you to create online income. And she'll be creating an email here shortly that'll go out to folks who are on our list. Go to WeEmpowerYourLife.com, click on the calendar tab for any of our Zoom meetings that we have, weekly, quarterly, monthly. We have a bunch. They're all complimentary, and we look forward to seeing you. There's another event that's going to be coming up next month that my colleague and friend and longtime friend, actually, Victoria Hardy, and I are going to be doing, and it's called High Integrity Referral Selling. And so there's so much coming up for all of our members and non-members too. We offer just about everything we do to anybody who wants to join us in that. The paid events, of course, are the ones coming up with working with Nancy, because she has a nice program that she's going to work 12 weeks with people. That's actually her program. We're just affiliates. We're just helping her to spread the word about that. She owns that. That's her proprietary business. We also are supportive of Patrick Snow, who helps folks get their books written. We've got Larry Domenico. We've got, Brian Gregory, who is coming back in a couple of weeks. And he helps us with brand advertising, and that it really reflects your humanity. I mean, the list goes on of who we've been attracting here into the We Empower You community. We invite you to come and join us. We look forward to having you. You've been watching the We Empower You virtual show, and I look forward to having you all back next week. Bye for now, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.